Just need to do it again because of my OCD. Need to do it again because of my OCD. Need to do it again. And again. 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 Need to do it again. Okay, so last time. Need to do it again. Need to do it again. Okay, so last time I was in this surveillance room, and I was being a creep, looking at people, spying on Black Mesa workers in this surveillance room via the cameras, being something of a voyeur, I guess you could say, baby dolls. Hey, look how it says Area 9 upside down after I spray painted that particular indentation or decline in the wall there. And anyway, now that we've done what we wanted to do in here, let's get out of here, eh? Away from these beeping computer mainframes, eh? And progress and do what we were going to do last time, which is head off to the armory of the Black Mesa facility, or at least a security area anyway, since we all know the Black Mesa facility is rather huge. Speaking of spying, look what we can do out of this window, eh? I was out there before, if you remember correctly, in my last video, when I was relaxing on that sofa, lamenting the fact that there was no one around in this area, and I was starting to feel a bit lonely. Well, yes, enough spying on the frustrated scientist over there, presumably the same one who was threatening one of my fellow Barney's jobs before, because he couldn't access his emails. And let's head off to the armory and deafen ourselves, eh? Authorized personnel only again. Well, I'm authorized. Hi.
How's it going?
Give me your gun.
Here you go, Calhoun.
Thanks.
I know you're not on the schedule for a couple more days, but if you want to squeeze in a few shots in the range, there's plenty of room.
Why can't I have any of the shotguns, though? I'm well trained. After all, I trained with an assault rifle when I was doing the hazard course. And what are you reading about there? Is that it looks like a gun magazine. I'm surprised these gun nuts can actually read myself. Let's see if we can read that text that I spray painted on your window, eh? After all, we all are security here, so it's important to take notes of all the security propaganda on the walls that I'm spray painting, isn't it? Well, now, for those in the know, they will know that Otis can never stop eating and that he's obsessed with foods, particularly donuts with the sugary flavorings on them. He's so fixated with donuts, he doesn't seem to realize he's in the shooting range and should be shooting. Still, there's lots of chocolate bars in here, it seems, so no wonder he can't focus on what he's supposed to be doing, eh? He should take more notice of my twin here, who's incredibly dedicated with what he's doing, eh? Yes, let's head in there then and steal all the armor, eh? Time to collect our armor then. The shooting does seem a bit off though, Barney twin. My Barney twin. I wonder if I can use his thing, if I can press
I'm a
his
little
buttons.
busy right now, Calhoun.
No, I can only talk to him.
Shouldn't you be on duty by now?
Hey, catch me later, I'll buy you a beer.
Okay. I can use these ones, though, I think. Although this one doesn't have a paper man attached to it, though. So I can do it with this one, I think. Yes, see. Can we send it back too? How nice. Indeed, that's a nice little touch, I think, baby dolls. And can we talk to Otis? Otis, how are you ever going to get good at shooting if you don't practice, eh? Can I pull Otis's paper man in? No, it would seem not. Let's be a target ourselves, shall we?
Crazy.
A bit. Or it helps when you work in an insane madhouse like the Black Mesa facility, doesn't it? Just joking, I'm sure nothing will go wrong in this place here. You got anything more to say, Barney, baby? Guess not? Okay then, let's get out of here. I don't need to do shooting practice because I'm already a pro, Sonny Jim. Yes, but when we get down here, I'm going to show you the real reason why I didn't do any target practice, baby dolls. Once we get back to our locker over here, you see, this box has something rather secret in it, but it can only be opened with like 68 bullets, I think. So, without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's get to it. And to save time, I guess I should switch into the rapid fire mode with our pistol, eh? I'm hoping this will be accurate enough though, doing it this way. Should be, after all, we are right in front of it, aren't we? Where all the trolls will have a good laugh if this causes me to miss a shot and I don't do what I intend. But yes, here's the secret. Another of these alien creatures, which I can't remember the names of. Yes, isn't this a cute little pet we have here? And thinking back, I never realised, or I bet these books are a kind of clue about what the contents of this box, of the box that used to be here for people who didn't know, with the books being about like the truth about aliens and government conspiracies, and now there was an actual alien creature in the box. Typical of me to only think about that now, isn't it? With how I can be slow and all. And this locker seems to be sponsored by Chris Rea now, I do so believe. After all, it wouldn't say Rhea on it for no reason, would it? Hey, baby dolls. So yes, now that we're done admiring the cuteness of our little alien pet here, oh yes, you're cute. Hope I'm not accidentally stroking you in your big red bloodshot eye here, but yes, you're such a cutie, yes. Seems like he isn't opening his mouth or moving anymore, but I digress, baby dolls. Let's just leave now. Strange how my spray paint on the flag is gone, isn't it? After restarting my saved game, but yes, no matter, let's proceed.
Why do we
Because we
all
have
have to wear these
work to
ridiculous
do.
ties?
Well, like Scooby-Doo, we have some work to do now, baby. So let's head off and do it. Enough procrastinating, eh? And you can't possibly miss the name of this place now that it's spray painted on the ceiling, can you? Yeah, so you got any more ammo for me now that I've used it all to show the world the secrets?
Sorry, Calhoun, I'm on duty.
Guess not. You know, come to think of it, I'd probably best not spray paint too much either in case I get a bug, which I've had before. Which I'll tell you about later, I think. You still mad and threatening to fire
I
people?
can't be bothered right now. Excuse me, but I'm rather busy right now. Please, leave me alone. I have very important work to do.
Well, then I'll leave before he threatens to have me sacked, I think.
Have a good one, Calhoun.
I still don't have any bullets, though. So should I just go around threatening any wrongdoers with this useless piece of metal that I have or something? Maybe I can give them a clout over the back of the head with it if things start getting ugly, eh? Yeah, guess I'll have to just do that, and so that I won't get any more whispered threats from you, Mr. Clint Eastwood wannabe. Through the loading screen now into the particle labs, I believe, since I forgot to read the line again. Wow, this place sure is expansive with its multiple levels, isn't it? We wouldn't want to fall down there, though.
Someone's hidden my glasses again.
But you're wearing them. You should be comedians, you scientists. Forget experimentation, since you seem to be incredibly dangerous when doing these experiments.
Shouldn't you be guarding something right now?
You mean you don't need
Yes,
me guarding
there's always
you in
trouble.
this empty room? Your bravery sure belies your advanced years, Sonny Jim. Let's go upstairs.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
Perhaps.
What's going on here?
All right. Yes, this should help.
That doesn't sound right.
Let me help you. Okay. I hope you know what you're doing. Of
So do
course.
I.
Theoretically.
That doesn't sound good.
You smell something burning?
Oh, I'm taking a step back.
Right. Let's try this.
Oh,
Whoa. That was
think you should. Think you need more qualified people
Well,
working on
Do you have
this.
any idea what to do next? I couldn't even venture a guess.
And this is your tax money at work, folks.
Who's responsible for this mess?
close. Don't ask me.
Shouldn't you be guarding some donuts and coffee right about now?
That sure sounds like a good idea. A much better idea than getting blown up by the work people are doing here anyway. Oh, there's like multiple pathways here too. My mind is blown by this year 2000 made game. Is there a screwdriver you have on the floor down there too? And is that some toilet roll? Or just like a kind of cap to protect some kind of delicate machinery or something, eh? And what's with all this rust and the stains on the machinery as well, eh? You're not the most clean working force, are you? Not the most professional organization. Can I do anything with this, or is it gonna blow up in my face as well, is it? Let's head off then. Can't seem to get close enough to them to talk to them.
Don't you have your own job to be doing?
I guess so. Why?
Don't you have more important things to be doing than keeping me from my work?
I guess so. Do you want to be like that?
Why do you security guards always insist on bothering us?
Nice to know that the security force here has such a ton of respect, isn't it?
Shouldn't you be guarding some donuts and coffee right about now?
Okay, sure then. Get lost, you pompous old fool. What are you doing walking around now?
I'm a little busy right now, Calhoun.
Sure. Guess he got bored with this work then, with this potentially dangerous work at this machine. You know, in the interests of my self-preservation, I think I'll be heading off too.
Sorry, Calhoun, I'm on duty.
I didn't know he came over here, by the way, to stand guard by that door. Can I use any of these? No, it seemed not. Okay, I'll see you later then. I'll buy you a beer later. See, I'm learning the security guard lines already, aren't I?
If you're waiting for the tram to Sector G, then you're probably better off walking it. I overheard someone say that all the trams on this end of the facility are having problems.
What kind of problems could they be? That's an incredibly big newspaper you're reading here. The Mesa Times, eh? So the Black Mesa facility has its own newsstand, does it, maybe? Who's that sitting down in the middle of that picture? It looks like it could be Mean Gene Oakland of WWE fame, pretty much. Sitting at a banquet or a fancy dinner or something, eh? What could you be reading about as well? That looks like a kind of diagram that I remember seeing when I used to do science and chemistry lessons at school a bit. What could you be reading about, eh? More pictures on the inside, it looks like. Wonder if it's the same on the inside as it is on the back. At the front, I mean. No, it isn't. There's some immersive realism for you, isn't it, eh, baby dolls? I can't spray paint the newspaper, but I can spray paint through the paper and through the scientist onto the wall, it'd seem. There's a fascinating fact for you all, baby doll viewers at home, isn't it? Okay then, nothing on top of these vending machines, is there? No. Let's walk then to where we need to go, to the elevator that's stuck, shall we? Since the trams are having problems with how Gordon Freeman and the Sector C research team are getting up to all manner of twisted experimentation. And there's nothing down here, is there, on this ground floor where trams are supposed to come by? Doesn't really feel very safe to me being down here when you think of how trams, this particular area is designed for trams to come through. But I digress, baby dolls. It's time for us to head up the ladder and leave this place. Get to work like we're supposed to. Aren't these lights rather intriguingly designed throughout they hang over things which need to be read, as if to illuminate them for better reading, for better and more efficient reading? Very thoughtful indeed, the designers of this place. Oh, and for a minute there I thought that was the place where we were going to end up going, but that's where we came from, isn't it? Yes, I can be rather stupid and slow at times. It happens to the best of us, baby dolls, you see. Can't be using this generator either, but we should take note of generators on walls like this, since we never know when it might come in handy to know that these electrical generators might play a role in our shenanigans here, eh? Downstairs we go now. Anything under the stairs? It'd seem not, just a whole world of darkness. A no smoking area. It's nice to be working in a place full of such health-conscious individuals, I suppose. High voltage. Hope I don't fry myself in the ear, but with how this place is awful dark, and how we can't seem to turn the switch on, maybe we need to turn these generators on. Hope they won't hurt me now that I turn them on. And they're emitting a whirring sound now that we've turned them on, as you can see. And they still aren't frying us, even though we're touching them, so there's a relief. So now I do believe we can go in here and turn the lights on, so that we're not quite as scared or threatened coming through this passageway. That's providing we don't have a Slender Man sighting anyway. Presumably he'd be able to interfere with the lighting and scare us half to death, causing us to run away in fear and abject terror. Well, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen after all. This is the wrong game for that kind of thing, isn't it? This is just presumably a security guard simulator. And we have nothing to worry about, because who in the right mind would attack a facility that's guarded by armed guards and security professionals like me, eh? Yes, I anticipate a most easy and smooth job. For a minute there I thought this was an arcade machine over here. You know, so I could spend the day skiving off from my duties in here having fun playing arcade games, but no, it's just another boring piece of machinery. I wonder what would happen if I press some of these buttons anyway. Probably best not to do that, after all I'm a security guard, not a scientist. Baby dolls. I hear water out here. Water. Jiminy Hernandez, what are you doing and where are you going? I wonder if that's the same tram which he's on when we see him as Gordon Freeman in that room that's been irradiated with the leaking radiation tank with the spider robots when we're on our tram ride to the Black Mesa Sector C test labs and our tram stops for a moment, and we see G-Man and a scientist in an adjacent tram watching us. Anyway, we need to press this button to bring this bridge down very slowly so we may proceed across this potentially noxious looking liquid here, which might not be safe for human interaction. Might not be safe for us to immerse ourselves in for a bath, if that's what you're thinking, baby dolls. Can I press this again? I wanted to make the bridge rise. No? I'll maybe do it over here and slow myself down even more. Guess not. My throat is starting to ache ever so slightly with all this talking I'm doing, by the way. Guess I need to bear in mind a less is more principle, maybe, don't I? Have we had the tutorial message telling us to use our flashlight yet? I suppose we're supposed to have learned that from the tutorial from the hazard course, so that the game doesn't have to tell us that, haven't we? Suppose that's the case. And we're here at the Sector G main access lift. Where presumably people were stuck in the elevator and need us to double as handymen rather than the security guards we're supposed to be, and take care of business and make the elevator work for them, eh? Seems like another of Black Mesa's infamous bottomless pits down there. Not exactly the safest place to work then. But I suppose you can't have everything, can you? I mean, just because no one's going to be invading this place due to having to deal with armed security guards, that doesn't mean there's not going to be hazards and bottomless pits everywhere, does it? But before helping the scientists or the Black Mesa personnel with the elevator, I'm just going to take a seat here and collect my thoughts and ponder how I'm actually going to fix the elevator, since my technical skills are kind of limited. Since I trained in masculine arts rather than technical deeds and such. Look at the tram routes here. I wonder if this is just like a small section of Black Mesa's tram routes, or if it's all of it. Because the Black Mesa facility sure seems very large from what we've seen in this particular expansion and what we've seen in the other Half-Life games, doesn't it? So the red line covers the level 3 dormitories and the Sector G hydroelectric and the Area 3 security in the freight yard. So I wonder if the red line is what we started on, because we started by the outdoor dormitories from what I can remember. The topside dormitories anyway. This is brought to us by the Black Mesa Transit Authority, eh? And the blue line covers the Sector C test labs, the Sector B coolant reserve, and the Area 9 transit hub. Seems familiar, the Area 9 transit hub was that place that we ended up at where Otis told us to have a good one and told us that it would be a long day or a long shift. Yeah, but so I wonder if we were on the blue line after all. But then again, since Gordon Freeman works at the Sector C test labs, maybe that's the line that we take when we're on the tram at the start of the main game as Gordon Freeman. And by the way, I wonder where these lines start and where they end. Because in a way, it'd be interesting to know where the Sector C test labs are on this map, whether they're here or here in relation to the other places, wouldn't it? And the green line. For a second, I misread that as the Green Hill Zone. Guess I played too much Sonic when I was young, eh, baby dolls? So the green line covers the level 1 main facility entrance, the Sector E Biodome complex, so that's where we were when we were Adrian Shepard. About halfway through the game, or 3/4 of the way through the game, we were somewhere along this green line, fascinatingly enough. And the Area 7 recreational facilities and the Sector A training facility. I wonder if that's where we trained when we were Gordon Freeman, or if that was the hazard course we took as Barney. After all, presumably there's more than one training hazard course, with how ours was slightly different to the one we took as Gordon Freeman. And finally, the yellow line, which covers the Sector D administration and the high altitude launch center and the Sector F lander complex. So I wonder if that's where we ended up at the end of the game as Gordon Freeman at the lander complex. Somewhere along this yellow line, maybe this end, maybe that end. Anyway, enough thoughts and agonizing over details of the Black Mesa facility's layout. Let's function as the problem solver that we need to be. I accidentally read G-Main as G-Man just then by accident. Oh, sorry to keep you waiting, scientists.
Well, it's about time. We don't pay you people to mosey around at your own convenience. Make this thing work so we can get on with this miserable day.
Nice to know I work with such jolly and friendly staff here. You know, with all this is Sector G, I wonder if this is anywhere near the lander facility. No, that was Sector F, wasn't it? Still, we must be close since G is next to F in the alphabet, isn't it? Oh, I see you're both getting impatient, so I'll use my technical expertise to fix the elevator. Oh, that was it. It really was that simple. Who'd have thunk it, eh, baby dolls? Oh, this is awkward. Being here in silence with you two, glaring at me.
It's probably those anomalous materials people again, always pushing their equipment too hard, dabbling in who knows what. I'd be surprised if there's one good brain among them.
Well, Gordon Freeman is more known for his brawn than his brains, pretty much, isn't he? Did you just say, at me? Am I standing too close? That's what the girls at high school used to be like with me, going, at me.
My goodness.
Is that an explosion of some sort? Shaking us up? Oh, what's happened? He's died! No! Remember what Star Trek told us about making a good impression with aliens during first contact procedures? We shouldn't really be screaming in their faces, making them feel offended. them think they might be ugly or something. Oh no, this isn't good. What's going to happen now? Oh, we're falling. Will I survive if we jump before we land? I jumped. Now we're in darkness. Duty calls. What are you doing? Remember how I said hound eyes have mouths on their bellies so they eat by standing over people? Still, he seems to wreck that hound I ran off, so maybe he respects my authority as a security guard, eh? You have an indestructible body, it would seem. It would seem this elevator is out of order permanently now, isn't it? And I can't access or use the controls at all. I'd best turn my flashlight off so I can be stealthy. And maybe we can have some supplies or whatever from these boxes. Maybe if I break these ones first, I can stay hidden from those scary hound eyes. So that they'll be unaware of me. Small materials storage area, eh? It's been so long since I played slowly through this area that I never even knew that sign was there. Well, that Black Mesa actually had a small materials storage area for that matter. You learn something new every day, don't you, eh, Sonny Jim? I wonder how much ammo I've got now since I picked up some just down 17. That'll be enough, I think. At least for my current needs. Oh, my forward button glitched and made me keep going forward when I didn't want to. Because they're cute and reluctant, it would kill them. Which is why I backed off a bit. But still, you can't reason with savage creatures after all, can you? And just like the other protagonists of the game, I have the subconscious urge to destroy corpses in order to be rid of evidence. Since the world would freak out if they learned that hostile aliens were attacking Earth, wouldn't they? And we can't have people freaking out. We need them mindlessly focusing on their work instead. More ammo! I didn't know there was a reasonable amount of ammo in this place, since I usually always just rush through it, not breaking hardly any of the boxes. So you do have to break these ones to get in here. And you'll see why soon enough, baby dolls. To get in here. Even more ammo. Yeah, I'm surprised there's so much ammo here, but I guess it's needed, isn't it? Given the amount of combat we're going to face in this place, and I'm a poet and I know it, Sonny Jim. And yes, the reason why we need to get up there is because this door appears to not have power. And this requires level 4 security clearance. That might be a different level of security from what we've seen in all throughout the other games down since. I think the other game says level 3 security is needed only. I think the other games say level 3 security is needed for the doors all the time, I think. So yes, we'll head on through here again. Because here we have what looks like a broken electric generator on the wall, don't we? And since that door out there lacked power, it'd obviously be a good idea to try and, manipulate the electrical generators on the wall with our ingenious touch with machinery to try and solve the problem, wouldn't it? I know, I'm a real brain, baby dolls. No, I don't mean to show off. Warning, disconnect power before attempting maintenance. But I can hear humming, so it sounds like power hasn't been disconnected. So yes, if we can't manipulate or alter its settings, maybe destroy it. And now the lights have gone out. So maybe that electronically powered door will be shut down now. And I can progress on through, as we continue on our merry adventures like so, baby dolls. Causing all manner of havoc and destruction. Even though we're supposed to be defending this place, I accidentally stepped foot in this presumably radioactive liquid just then, and it caused me a little bit of pain. I know I should learn to be more careful, shouldn't I? Isn't that sound of flowing liquid nice and soothing, baby dolls? Why, they can make a relaxation tape out of this, I feel. Are these books destructible? Yes, I'll bet you no books didn't sound like cardboard when they... I'll bet you no books didn't sound like wood when you break them up, did you? Although since paper comes from trees, maybe it does bear some kind of a structural, real... Oh, I didn't know I'd slide off that barrel. I call cheating shenanigans with that. I bet you didn't know paper was made of metal either, did you, baby dolls? Say, I wonder if this ventilator can harm me or affect me in any way with its wind that it's blowing down at me. It does seem to be pushing me a bit in strange directions, though. Fortunately, the age-old rule of FPS games isn't in effect here, which dictates that fan blades must always mince you into a million pieces if you leap into them. No, that isn't happening here. It'd be really nice to work at a desk like this that has an overhead fan blasting cool air down onto it, wouldn't it? Ah, the innovations of the modern day world are just positively spellbinding, ladies and gents. Since there's no one here anymore, except me, I claim this piece of machinery for the security force and the Barneys of the world, such as me. Yes, let's go. Hi. You thought you'd catch me by surprise, wouldn't you? Oh, my mind is positively blown by that. Head crab corpses which gradually beam away so I don't have to dispose of the evidence. Of course, that wasn't the case with this one, but you can't be innovative and knock the ball out of the park all the time, can you? And we have ammo here. I must be positively stocked up on it now, ammo. Even though I, used all my ammo to show you the alien before. Good thing to know. It's good to know that you can expose the alien in the box and still get enough ammo to defend yourself, isn't it? Hi.
Calhoun! How did you get through the power lock? Well, it doesn't matter. The only other way out of here is through the canal. If you do make it to the surface, don't tell anyone I'm down here. I think they're trying to kill us all. Now get out of here. The canal is where you want to be.
Why would they want to kill us all?
Please leave me alone. I don't want them to hear us. If you want to escape, go through the canal.
Damn. You make it sound like there's an alien conspiracy happening here or something, like maybe the humans around us aren't really human, but they're actually aliens. Yes, anyway, leaving you here on this cliffhanger. By the way, I've got books about alien conspiracies in my locker, so maybe we could get together and share our theories at some point in the future, eh? Providing we survive this. And will we survive it, baby dolls? You'll only know if you tune in next time, won't you? Since I'm about to save our game here. And, come out to the game, because I must have been going a while. 47 minutes! And, I'll stop our video, so bye, folks.